Good morning, friends. Once again, I welcome you in the next lecture, because the Indian economy and its features. So let's talk about the features of our economy or features of Indian economy. So in the previous topic, we have discussed enough about the what is mean by economy. India is basically the mixed kind of the economy. From the 1991, actually, we have introduced the LPG reform. So then the Prime Minister, the Nasir Rao, and the Finance Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, introduced the new reform. So in other words, it was known as, or it is known as, the LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And so this is all about our country's economy. And today we will talk about the features of Indian economy. So what are the features? First of all, so as far as many economists is concerned, so different number of these features are there, but the features of our country's economy. So first and foremost, features of our country's economy is a low per capita income. Low per capita income of our economy. So it is one of the crucial. So if you see, if we compare the country's economy with the other parts or the other countries of the world, so India is one of the poorest countries on the planet. So actually the modern nationalist, especially, is nowadays saying that actually India has developed, and they proclaiming themselves as a developed country. Actually, government is also celebrating the India is developer Viksit Bharat, and so many things we are doing, but that is not the real case. So why? So what is the our real per capita income? It is very staggering, actually very staggering, and it means very uh, distraught kind of the situation can be seen. We are just like we are sitting behind or below, beside the African countries. Our country's economy low per capita income. So and it has been remained. But in historically, it is not a real case. Historically, India was one of the poorest. India was one of the richest country, and who made us poor? The Britishers came in to India. They made slavers. 190. And second, one of the most important features of Indian economy is the dependency of agriculture, or the dominance of the agriculture. Dominance of the agriculture in Indian economy. So overall, if you see, historically, our country's economy has been remained one of the most dependent on the agriculture. India has been remained one of the topmost agriculturist country, uh, but that is not a real case. India has before the Britishers came to India, India was one of the industrialist country. Who made agriculturist? The Britishers made us agriculturist country. So nowadays, if you see the some of the statistical situation as far as agriculture is concerned, how much population or how much population of India is engaged into the agriculture. So nearby the nearby the 60% of our population, our country's population, is directly or indirectly directly or indirectly dependent upon the agriculture. Means 60% workforce, 60% workforce of our countries is engaged into the agriculture sector. So, and what is the contribution? We are discussing here again. I want to remind you, discussing the features of Indian economy in the negative sense here. So, or Indian agriculture has been remained one of the burden on the Indian economy, because if you see here, the 60% population is engaged in agriculture, while it contributes just 16% in the country's economy. 16 to 18% last year, actually, from the 2020 COVID-19, 19, from that onwards, we have, our agriculture has done remarkably well, but that is not a real case, because as we know that in the COVID-19, world was shut down, and due to these businesses shut down, so the contribution of the agriculture, little bit agriculture is seems to be very good, but that is not a real case. Actually, there is a slowdown of the industrial output. So overall, this is the one of the features our economy. So this is the another features. So next feature is the low human resources. Low human resources. So when human can be resource, so third features of our country's economy is the low quality low quality human resources. Means quality of the our human resources is very low. So as we know that we are aware with the fact that the natural resources and the human resources. So natural resources, as we know that the sunlight, water, air, minerals can be, these are the some of the natural resources. And human resources, which are the human resources? Are how the human can be the resources? So when actually it is a very important term to define when the human can be resource. So human can be resource when the human has the education, human has the opportunity of the employment, human has the uh, per capita income, human has the good health. So such a population can be resource for the any country when these kind of the features are having with the population. So if is not case, or is it not case with this kind of this population, definitely such a population cannot be resources. And India has definitely, we have one of the greatest population having country in the world, more than 145 crore people. Actually, we do not have census from the 2011, but having the 148 crore population, 140 to 48 crore exactly. So but most of the population do not have enough education, do not have good health, do not have employment, and do not have the good per capita income. So overall, the country is always struggling with the features. So we are just discussing here the features of our country's economy. So we have seen the per capita income, low per capita income, dependency on agriculture or the dominance of agriculture, and low quality of the human resources. We have the human resources is a very low quality human resources we have. Means just not enough to have the good population base, but the population we are having, most of the times it population can be profitable, or they can be effective when the population has the education, population has the employment and wealth also. So fourth one in the list is the always, actually, the everywhere whenever we go, there is this kind of the feature. Actually, population or overpopulation is one of the features. So as aware with the fact that the overpopulation is one of the key feature, and whenever, wherever, however, always we study the uh, whichever we concept study, always population is there to learn about, and population is one of the features always comes with every problem we have. The population definitely population, just in the previous concept we have seen the human resources, population definitely can be very handy, very profitable, uh, but when population can be profitable when the population has the some of the important facilities, like facilities uh, are the another like social justice like things. So population, what is the scenario of the population? India, actually, we expected to have the uh, our census in 2021, but government didn't do this. But we will expect census to be done by the end of the 2026 year. So this probably India has the population of 145 crore. Out of this, near about the 48.90 somewhat, actually, the previous data we have, the female population and male population more than 51 crore, 51%. So again, this is the scenario, the population of the female, and this is a huge disparity between the population of the woman and men here. So we need to be taken care of, or we need to take care of these numbers in upcoming years. We need to the improve these numbers, and actually we need to go for the natural growth rate of the population. So population is one of the key features. We need to just remember here, nothing more and nothing short than this low quality of technology is also one of the features of our country's economy. So as we know that Indian, if you see some of the list of the technological invention of the last century, so we haven't done any remarkable invention in the field of the technology and science. So it is real case with us also. We do not have the up to mark or up to mark science and field technology. Actually, technology needs every technology needs the capital, research, and we are lacking. If you see some of the numbers are the some of the most esteemed, reputed the research institute of the world, top 100 research institute of the world, and we are not in the list of this. So it shows that, and we are one of the most technologically backward. Actually, definitely we have this, we are using the technology, but most of the technology we borrowed from somewhere, and this is not the real case. So if you see the countries like China now, China is far China is far ahead of us in case of the development of the technology, and we are lagging behind in the case of the technology. So overall, the situation of the technology of our country is always there. We have been remain one of the most underrated, developed, technologically underrated country in the. Next one list is the next feature is the poverty and unemployment. Poverty and unemployment is also one of the key features. So if you see, the India is one of the, not actually, India is poorest country in the world. We need to be reckoned, we need to consider, and we need to understand this fact. If we do not understand, we uh, sometimes actually nowadays the young generation uh, is not with this statement. They are not agree with this statement. India is one of the poorest country, because actually we have the number 145 crore. No country in the world have the matchable population with us. So this is the case, a real case, and India is one of the poorest country. More than 50% Indians, actually, according to government, according to Suresh Tendulkar committee and some of the committees has been made estimated the our but their criteria they use, actually it is very negligible and a very shocking criteria they use. But as per the as per the overall generation, overall United Nations data and Human Development Index, so we can say, we can assume here, actually it is not exactly data we have nowadays. So we can assume here the 50% population, near about the 50% population even today also living below poverty line. So we are one of the poorest country, like a very many African nation. So more than 30%, 20% Indian even are not having the enough income to meet their two-time food, a two-time meal. So overall, here we can say that India is one of the poorest country. And why there is a correlation between the poverty and unemployment? Why people are poor? Correlation. What kind of the correlation is existed? The poverty. Why people are poor? Because of the unemployed they are. So unemployment leads to the poverty, and this is the reality. And actually we are not dwelling into statistics or data, but India is also having the issue of the unemployment, and it is leading to the poverty, and a huge and acute poverty we have. One of the like Odisha, Kalahandi district of the Odisha is one of the poorest district in the world. And so poor, otherwise if we are not reckoning, we are not considering, we are not acknowledging acknowledging the our failures, so how could we grow, or how could we grown in the future. So this is the case of the our country's economy. So next one in the list is, and last features of the our country's economy, low rate of the capital formation. Low rate of the capital formation is one of the also one of the feature. So as we know that as an Indian, we have the habit, or we have the tradition to invest, uh, whatever we do the investment, whatever the investment we do is in the gold, is in the form of the gold investment. So most of the investment in India, actually most of the time, we do not have enough money to invest, or we do not have enough money to save even, or do this in the bankings. So whatever the investment we do is in the form of the gold, and such an investment, actually it is very low rate of the investment also. So we as a Indian, we do not have tradition to go to the share market and other forms of the investment, and the bonds and green bonds, and so many different types of the bonds are there. uh, but we are not having this case. But which is the issue with us, that here we low rate of the capital formation, we do not have enough capital, and this is why, and it is one of the features. So why actually, why do not have the enough capital, whatever the capital we invest, so this capital we invest into the gold. And so overall, these are the some of the features of the Indian economy. So if you go, actually we will go in details. Economy: low per capita income, dependency of agriculture or dominance of agriculture, low quality of the human resources, population or overpopulation is one of the feature here. Overpopulation and low quality of technology, poverty and unemployment, and low rate of the capital formation. These are the some of the features of our. Please subscribe my channel, and if you are interested to listen and to listen about any subject, please suggest any comment in the comment box about the your suggestions, and comment are welcome. So please subscribe and comment on a comment to improve me. Thank you very much.